Yorkers are up. New York, where you at? New York. Come on. Y'all should be up around this time. People should be up getting the kids ready. They might just want to hear me in the background. Oh, give me a thumbs up if you from New York and you up at this time, because I know my Cali people are still sleeping. Oh, hey guys, she bundling up today. In Cali, everybody has one of these fluffy hoodies or jackets. It's like a thing here. Morning. Bendiciones. So, full transparency, this is a little awkward because I was supposed to like turn off the comments because I wasn't trying to read nobody's comments, but I guess I didn't turn off the comments, so I guess y'all gonna hear me speak and whatever. People leave their opinions, but I couldn't sleep tonight. I was like, I was up at like probably like 1:54 in the morning, and I could not go back to sleep. I tried to go back to sleep a little bit, then I woke up like around 3:23. I played with my hair a little bit, then I went back to this style. I did no makeup because I wasn't feeling it, because I woke up and I was just feeling so odd and like off. And I had like a dream that like really like it pulled me back to a place, you know? So I realized that oftentimes when things reoccur, and normally I swallow it down like a pill, they reoccur and they come back and they come back and they come back. And I've done a lot of revealing and a lot of healing here on my channel. And I was like, do I talk about this? Because this is so inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. But then I realized, you know what? It's time to turn transformative healing into transformative stories and transformative success. And, ooh, all those teas, totally transparent. But yes, it's time to take these traumas, another T word, and turn these traumas into triumphs. Oh, she is out with the tea this morning. But yes, so with that being said, I realized that I've done a lot of healing. I've done a lot of sharing. And I think that I'm ready to share little bits and pieces of my coming out story. I've never given out the full coming out story, but I'm not ready there. I'm not ready to go there, but I'm ready to share this part of it. Now, I've shared a bit about my Christmases and growing up with my family, a little background story about my family. I don't really often talk much about them, but, you know, 'tis the season, the holiday season. Of course, I have my mom, and then I have my 2 older sisters and my older brother, and yeah, my younger brother. This was around the time because this is when I was kicked out. So, every year for Christmas, I knew exactly what I was getting for Christmas. I shared this before, I don't know, but I always knew what I was going to get for Christmas because, like, you know, single mother, working a factory job, 5 kids, you do the math, living in the hood, food stamps, public assistance, Section 8, all of this, you know, like we were making ends meet barely. And if I'm gonna go down this memory lane, let's at least put on hoop earrings. I can't be out here like desnuda. I feel exposed sharing this story. But I think that it's gonna be healing for me, and I'm going to turn it into a success. So I'm ready to share it. What earrings do I want to do today? With the imagination in the earring bag, we'll see what earrings we'll put. Shine bright like a diamond. I think it's time to pull out these little diamonds. These little cubic, or these little rhinestones. I think it's time to pull these out. Now, full disclosure, trigger warning. I don't know if I'm gonna cry, but if I do, it's human nature. And also, let me tell you something. To all the shady cats, all the shady gatitos y gatitas, keep your comments to yourself. So back to the sharing. Okay, no, let me put on some lip gloss. Oh my God, I'm all over the place. It's like I know it's coming, you know, because like I don't want to talk about it's so silly, but it's not silly because I need to validate my feelings as well, because clearly I was up at night and I can't stop thinking about it. Okay. Fussy. Okay. So basically, Christmas, I always knew what I was gonna get, and they were Nike shoes. Now, not just any Nike shoes, they were kind of like the uniform universal shoes that I would call. That's what you would call them. They were like the uniform shoe. In New York, if you're from New York, you kind of know what they are, and they're not Timbs. Timbs are your winter boots. Your uniform shoes are the Air Force Ones, either the white or the black. Now, I knew every Christmas I was either going to get a pair of white ones or black ones. I always wanted the white ones because those were the ones that seemed to be more trendy than the all black ones. But oftentimes than not, my mother would get the black ones because they last a little longer. So, whatever. I knew that I was going to get that for Christmas, but I wasn't going to get just any like Air Force Ones. My mother wasn't going to go to Modell's. She wasn't going to go to downtown Brooklyn. She was going to go down to Knickerbocker. Now, if you know what Knickerbocker is, it's like an area where you shop, and it has like things like the places where you get your uniform pants and other little shops and stuff. And it's kind of like the Brooklyn version of like a little bit of Canal. It gives a little bit of Canal vibes because they sell a lot of counterfeits in Knickerbocker. So my mother would get these Nikes, and she would take me with her and my sister, because like my older sister was kind of like a sub mother as well when like my brother was born. So whatever. I knew we would go down to Knickerbocker. We would take the train. There was a Burger King right there. And we would go down the long strip. And on the street, there would be street vendors. And the street vendors would sell counterfeit Air Force Ones. Now, there would be like 2 for $90. So I think that makes them like $45 each, or $65. I don't know. Do the math. But either way, she would get the counterfeit Air Force Ones. So they came in the box and everything. People would sell them out their vans. If you know, you know. I'm not ashamed to admit it. My mother, she did what she could. And things were a little bit different with like my brothers and sisters, because like they had money separate from what my mother's income was. And I'm not really going to discuss that, but their Christmas was a bit different than mine because they got a check in the mail, and that check in the mail kind of funded whatever they wanted throughout the months and years, whatever they, wanted. So Christmas was a bit different for them. So they kind of would buy whatever they wanted for Christmas or whatever. And you know, my mother would manage that. So it was different. So I would go with my older sister and my mother to go shopping for them. And then that was a different experience. So I kind of knew what I was always getting for Christmas. So whatever, right? The only time I got something different was like from my godparents. My mother picked really good godparents. Shout out to my godmother, my bendición. Bendición madrina. Bendición padrino. Like, I used to have to say that every day when I used to go to their house. And this was normally like before Christmas. And they would give me my gift. And they will always get me like a mechanical car with a walkie-talkie. Or like the little remote controllers to like do the car. And they always gave me every single battery that you needed to operate it. From the remote to the car. But it was always some car that you can use with a controller. And it kind of worked out for me because I've shared the story about my sister receiving all the Sailor Moon dolls and me like slowly stealing them and then playing with them in the bathroom, and I would lock myself in there. I remember the little latch hook. It was like a little screw nail with a little hole, and then it was a little latch. And I would like tiptoe to put the latch there. And I used to tell myself this is why I grew so tall, because I'm the only tall one in my family. I grew so tall because I was tiptoeing when I was young to close the latch in the bathroom. But whatever. It kind of evened out because my sister will always take my little remote control car and like play with it. And so it made me feel less guilty about me taking her dolls. Sorry, sis, if you watch this ever. Yeah, I told you already. I stole your Sailor Moon dolls. Get over it. You don't want to play with them anyway. And you will always cut their hair in ugly styles. Always. Like Sailor Moon dolls that now are vintage and they cost twice as much, like triple the amount. And you used to cut their hair really, really ugly. It used to just pee me off. Like I couldn't deal with it. So I stole them. So yes. With that being said, I'm kind of like at work. People at work kind of call my style like, they kind of refer to me like Cardi B. And they be like, you know, you remind me of Cardi B before she kind of like blew up. Like when she was on Instagram before she got her teeth fixed. And I was like, oh, okay. So what are you trying to say? That I'm like a little rough around the edges? And they're like, no, you kind of have like this New York like thing about that. And I was like, what are you trying to say? And they were like, no, like you're not ghetto, but like you kind of have like that aesthetic. And I was like, oh. So I kind of coined the term at work because like if somebody's going to try to play me, I'm going to profit out of it. And I'm kind of like Bougetto Elegante. Bougetto Elegante, a little bougie, a little ghetto, a little elegante, a little elegant, whatever. So they kind of always, like, whenever I change up my press-on nails, they're always checking for me. They're like, oh, let me see what press-on nails you got on. And I'm like, yes, press-on nail queen. She stayed press-on nailed up. Hello. Don't try to play me. They're $3, but y'all little acrylics be popping off. And who y'all be calling for nail glue to glue on your acrylics? Moi. So make fun of my little press-on nails. They be like, oh, let me see your little pressies. I don't know how you do them. Every time they will pop off. And I'm like, because you don't know how to do them right. And you don't want to put time into doing them right because tú tienes tu dinerito and you want to like buy your little acrylic. So go ahead and ruin your nail beds and buff those things to paper thin wafers. But you know what? Your girl has her nails healthy, growing strong. No shade. All tea. Hello. So whatever. They kind of like, I don't know if it's like low-key shade, but whatever. So, I go to work and I know y'all saw these sneakers before and I never like explained where I got these sneakers, but I have the Viper Max Nikes, and how I got these was I got them at Goodwill. And I found them at Goodwill, and the reason why I recognize them is because I've seen these on people before. And when I first got them, there was like a little hole like this in the shoe. And I didn't think much of it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear black socks. They're not gonna see the sneaker. The sneaker's relatively like still good. It's Gucci, right? Like, so what? I'm gonna wear these sneakers and they're like designer sneakers and like cute. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't have the sole in them. And they were like, you know, just my size. So I was like, cute. Well, you know, like obviously the hole got bigger. This was the one that had the hole originally. This one now has another hole. And the hole got bigger, whatever. I don't care. It's just like, whatever. So I'm at work and this girl was like, you have a hole in your sneaker. And I was like, oh yeah, I do. Nobody's ever pointed it out. So I was like, yeah, I do. And she was like, you wear your sneakers a lot? And I was like, yeah, like I wear them every day. They're work sneakers. And she was like, yeah, you know, you kind of have to like alternate your sneakers because that kind of happens when you like wear the same sneaker all the time. Like, you know, like all my sneakers, they're like good. And it's true. She comes in with new sneakers like probably every single day. I think there's probably like 6 times that I've like seen her repeat a pair of sneakers since I've worked with her. And like she got the Christian Dior Nike, she got the Off-White collabs, and she's the one that's taught me about like Off-White collabs. Like she comes into work and like I'll be like, cute sneakers, and she'll like tell me what they are and stuff like that. And she tells me like they're vintage, and all the other girls at work, they have like nice sneakers or whatever the case may be. So I felt kind of, I don't want to cry about it because I don't want people to talk smack about me. It's nothing, but like it made me feel bad or whatever because like I got bullied about my sneakers. And I know that I shared with y'all a story about, you know, kids used to sing to me, Skippies, they make your foot feel fine. Skippies, they cost $1.99. Like, there were 2 things my mother took away from me, amongst other things, the day that I was kicked out. And those 2 things were the Air Force Ones. And that Christmas, I remember she bought me the white ones because I begged her for it. And I told her because technically I was 13, a teenager, I wanted the white ones. And her and my sister came together because my sister was working at that time. And they bought me a North Face puffer coat. And if you're from New York, you know that the North Face puffer coat is like a staple. And that night when she kicked me out, she told me to leave both of those things in her house because she bought them. If you know a store named Pretty Girl, oftentimes at Pretty Girl and Rainbows, they have a lot of sales. So back in the day when they would have like $3, $1 clearance sales, I would buy like cute little girly things that I would hide. And one of them were like these $3 like Skippy shoes. They look like Converses and they were in burgundy. And I had those sneakers in my bag. And if you know New York, I also had a pink Old Navy sweater. So it was still cold in New York, obviously, because she took the coat and the sneakers. And I didn't have much money trying to survive out in the street. So how I would feed myself was I would go to Broadway Junction, and it was by my high school because I went to a high school next to the police station by Broadway Junction. And I would wait until people would come off the train to go on the bus. And I would tell them, this is when there was like payphones back then. I would tell them that I was waiting for my mom. and I couldn't find her, and if they could give me a quarter to call her on the payphone. And I would go there after school and panhandle for quarters. Damn. I told myself I wasn't gonna cry. A part of me wanted it to be true. I wanted to just be like I was just meeting her. So, needless to say, I didn't have a lot of money trying to survive out in the street. I remember it. I remember the story. Hey, do you have a quarter to spare? Do you have a quarter to spare so I could call my mom? And I knew she wasn't gonna come. I knew she wasn't gonna come because she didn't want to see me. So, I was rocking those Skippies for a long time. And, from the wear and tear and wearing them in the snow, it had holes in the bottom of the shoe. And one time, when I was in school, there was like blood on the floor. And it was because I had stepped in something and there was holes in the bottom of the shoe. And I went to school and the trail of blood led to me. And they asked to see the bottom of my shoe. And it had a hole. And I was so embarrassed. And I was mortified. Then I used to put cardboard in the sneakers. I still remember that classroom is where we took attendance. I still remember the boy's name who called me out. So it just made me feel embarrassed. And I don't care because sneakers don't define you. But that was the first time I thought about that last night in a while. I'm just hurt. So I'm going to turn this and transform it into something. And you know what I want this Christmas, and I'm going to promise myself this Christmas, is that I'm going to land myself a Nike collab. And I'm going to be on a billboard wearing Nike sneakers. And it's going to be my Cinderella moment. So, she got a hole in her sneaker. Got several. And I don't care. I don't care. Because you don't know. You don't know the miles. And you couldn't even handle to walk even a step in my shoe in my life. So just like Nike said, just do it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to land myself that campaign, and I'm going to share my story. And I'm going to be rocking cute sneakers. And then you're going to see. It is not even to prove it. It's more so to prove it to myself. So I'm going to put on my sneakers. Ironically enough, I've met a lot of people with the name of the boy that called me out. I've actually been in situationships with some, and that name is so toxic. Y'all want to know what that name is? I'm afraid to say it because I'll probably wind up with somebody with that name. And maybe this is why I have a thing with chicken nuggets, because I remember this boy. He was the shortest boy. He was the shortest boy in school. He was the shortest boy in school. And, if anybody in my high school, they ever watch this, you know exactly who they are. Because he was the shortest boy in school, but he was mad fly, mad fly. Always had the finest things that just came out. The exclusive stuff that you didn't see anybody else wearing. I'll give him that. And with just those two things, people who know would know who this person is. And if you were there in that classroom and you saw and you laughed, prepárate. Because I'm going to have the last laugh. Trust me. But, oh my God, he was a chicken nugget. He was this short little thing. And he was cute. And you know what was so terrible? It was so terrible and low-key toxic. And maybe this is why, I kind of low-key, I don't bully anybody. But also when little chicken nuggets try to talk that rah-rah to me, I'd be like, look, little chicken nugget, do not even start with me. I don't play that because it just brings me flashbacks to him. And I still, low-key, probably maybe 6 years ago, I tried to look him up. And I didn't see much about him. So there's that. His name was Jason. Jason. Oh my God. Oh. Jason. She is early to work. The little donut shop is not even open. She is early to work. I feel so much I feel so much better. I feel so much better. I do. I feel so much better. Low key, the pettiness in me hopes that no. Okay, no, not hopes. We're not hoping. It's when. So when I blow up, low key, I feel like the money's gonna come before the actual exposure. And low key, like when I land that Nike collab, I low key want to tell them, okay, I want this to be a part of my deal. Every single sneaker that she ever wore, that she ever wore to work, I want every single one of those sneakers in my size. And I'm going to finish out however many days it takes to run through those sneakers at work. And then release the billboard. And I want you to get a billboard there's a billboard right there next to my job. Right there. It has the House of Gucci right there. Oh, a Gucci sneaker. Boom, right there. An exclusive one. Right there. Yeah. Yes. That was an evil chuckle. I want you to know that I meant that. My toes were curling and I was feeling it. You got to really relate to the emotion so you can feel it. Feel that success. Oh my God, and do a ribbon cutting. A ribbon cutting of the billboard. Yes! That would teach her. Oh God, I'm getting pumped for work. Like, you want me to walk to the billboard? I'll show you the billboard. So yeah. No, low key. Hashtag petty. Oh yes, I need all those sneakers. And low key, I know every single one she's wore. Really, because I like them. I will say that, like, admiration is key and nothing but love and prosperity. There's no hatred in my heart. I'm joking about it completely 100%. Not about booking the brand deal and not about the billboard and not about all the sneakers. I ain't joking about that. We not joking about that. But I really don't feel any type of way, and can't nobody make me feel small. Because had I given up back then, that would have been the end of me. And there would be no me here on YouTube sharing my story. There would be no me here to voice that story, to speak that pain, to possibly inspire someone and make them feel like their shoes don't define them. Because I know I'm not the only one who didn't grow up being able to afford Jordans and all those nice sneakers and being made fun of because you couldn't have the nice sneakers, and maybe you don't relate completely. But yeah, like, can't nobody make me feel nothing. Can't nobody have that control over me. So that hurt a little bit because it brought me back to a place of pain. But I spoke that pain today, and that's enough of that. And the tears are put away, and we're taking those tears and turning them into dollar signs. So all the tears that I shed today, may the universe, hello, agarra el agua, What does 888 mean? My favorite water, Skyver Water. Let's go ahead and land a brand deal with Skyver Water as well. Skyver Water, Icelandic spring water, naturally 888. 888 is the angel number for abundance. So with this water, I am going to summon and usher in a new generation of abundance, billboards, collaborations, sponsorships. Ahí pa que tú lo sientas. Water, I need you to feel it. Hit it. Hit it. Yes, you like it. All the abundance. May we usher that in. Hello. So, thank you for my health, my wealth, my abundance, my joy, my happiness, my prosperity, all the love, abundance, and prosperity. To the billboards, to the sponsorships, to the Nike collabs, to the Fenty ambassadorships, to sharing my story and turning every trauma into triumph. I am doing it and bringing it back. We're doing the freaking bendecida water, our blessed water, and we are blessing our own lives with the joy and the inner healing of just coming through and surviving. So with that being said, I'm going to soak up this abundance. I'm going to let it permeate my body and flush out my system. And I'm going to urinate all the toxicity and limiting beliefs. So from the inside out, she's releasing all this trauma, releasing all this pain, and she is ushering in and fueling her body with abundance. So you better get into it. Even with the press-on nails, she put her pinky up. Hello, holes in her sneakers and all. Boo-boo, last time I checked, we work at the same job. And low-key, we get paid the same. So, yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Turning trauma and tears into triumph and, I don't know, another T word. Tyranny? No, tyranny is a bad word. Tyranny is like when you take over and pillage, I think. I don't know. Oh my God, I got a notification from my job that my shift is an hour away. So I have an hour before I actually have to go to work. Talk about trauma keeping you up at night. You know what song kept on coming through my head? Suge Avery. I couldn't sleep at night. And I've been wondering why. God is trying to tell you something. God is trying to tell you something. Baby, right now, right now. I love The Color Purple. It's my all-time favorite movie. And it's a requirement to the man that I meet, prepárate, because you are going to probably watch that movie so many times. And Whoopi Goldberg, I cannot wait to meet you, and I cannot wait to with you. I cannot wait to meet you. I can't wait to do an interview with you. I love you. Low-key, I want you to be my mentor. I want you to be my mentor, Whoopi Goldberg. So can we work that out? Can you like pull me under your wing? I could see myself going to your house for festivities. Love it. In my head, me and Whoopi are like this. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Have y'all seen that meme of Patti LaBelle on the Wendy Williams show? Was it the Wendy Williams show? Or was it the Tyra Banks show? Where the lady was talking about cupcakes or something like that, and Patti grabbed it and she was explaining to the audience that the paper was there, And the woman was like this, no, you don't eat the paper. And Patty was like this, I know you don't eat the paper. And then the woman kept on talking, and then Patty was like this, like to the audience. And then the woman looked back and she was like this, paper, like bad, like cupcake. Like she said something like that. And Patty was like this, I know. I'm telling you. And I was telling the audience that whatever. Long story short, I ate the paper. So I just thought about that meme. This is good a little bit. It's not like a Vaughn's Danish, but it will do. I need to go to France because the Danishes here are not cutting it. What I want to go to France for is because the Danishes here in America, like there's no flaky layers. I want flaky. I want to bite into it and it turns into crumbles of flakes. There's no lamination. There's no layers. There's no buttery. The dough is stodgy. Like, it's just not cutting it. I need to live in Paris for a year and study art and eat patisserie. Cute, you know? In Paris. Fall in love with a Frenchman and have him teach me the language of amour. You know what I'm saying? Low key, let me tell you something. I have this fantasy of traveling the world and just like, you know, being Carrie Bradshaw. Why is it that Carrie Bradshaw could be a thought on camera and nobody's calling her like a hoe? Like Carrie Bradshaw did a whole show about Sex in the City and nobody's calling her a hoe. They're glorifying her. Why? Because she wore Manolo Blahniks and designer. So the key to being a hoe is to wear designer? That's crazy. Material girl, I want Chanel 9 boots. So the key to success is wear designer. You could be a hoe. Well, I'm not trying to like give negative connotation to anything. But low key. I want to go to Paris. And I want to like fall in love with a Frenchman. Oh my God. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why Frenchmen are always synonymous with like love making and like lovers or whatever. But I want to see if the myth is true. I want to see if a Frenchman is like really like what they say they are. So, but the fantasy is I want him to drive me around on a moped. Because, all right, like back in the day when I was like too young to be acting grown. My homegirls and us, we went out to this club in downtown Brooklyn. It was this Caribbean club. No, it wasn't in downtown Brooklyn. It was by Jamaica Center. It was somewhere over there in Queens. And it was like this party, but it was like also like bikers and stuff like that. So we was looking cute or whatever because I was wearing some of her clothes and we went out. We was trying to act grown because the more grown you look, you could get into the clubs or whatever. This is when like New York was different, when it wasn't so strict. So we would be cute. We would go over there and we would be acting grown. How old were we when we were doing this? How old was I when I got on that motorcycle with that guy? Because she told me to. You hear me? Okay, so whatever. I know I was at 13. We weren't acting that grown, that young. It was more like probably like 16, 17 maybe. A normal age to start acting grown, right? tell a lot of kids nowadays they're acting grown earlier. But whatever, we went to this like club, this like Caribbean club or whatever. We were dancing, we were acting too grown. There was like these group of men, obviously they were like bikers. So it was like, oh, you want to go for a ride? We're gonna go ride over the Brooklyn Bridge. So she like, I have my friend with me and da-da-da-da. And it was like, we was trying to take both of y'all. And I was like, oh my God. So I'm like, girl, you really about to get on that motorcycle? And she like, yeah, like he's not cute. Da-da-da-da. Like, just take one for the team. And I'm like, we don't even know them. And she's like, they not gonna do nothing. Like, they like members of the bike club. And I'm like, and that means, and she was like, well, we came here together, so I'm gonna go. So who got the keys? I was like, oh, I'm staying with you. Awkward. So I kind of had to go on the motorcycle, and we got on the motorcycle, and I was on the motorcycle, and I was mad scared. And the one thing I could remember was him telling me, you gotta lean your body with me. And I was like, ah! Ah! But the one thing I remember past the tears and the fear and the sheer, like, he loved it. He loved that I was so scared. He did like this little wheelie on the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh my God. I thought I was gonna die. But the one thing I remember was holding him tight by his waist. And the motor of the motorcycle in the back, it's like a vibration that sits like, ooh, it's like a vibration. And that vibration felt electrifying a little bit, and like the sheer thrill of it all. So low key, I want to be driven around on a Vespa by a Frenchman who I'm like with, like my boyfriend or my lover. Oh, cute. Yeah. Only I can go from tears to sharing a story about how I was acting grown. I'm telling you, if this is not the key to life and finding inner joy, I don't know what is. Let it be the Mishi formulation. Release your trauma. Cry it out. Bare your heart and soul and expose it all. Let it all out. Not half of it. Let it all out. Then crack yourself up. Share one of those funny stories where it was kind of like a little bit traumatizing, but you kind of like laugh about it still. And you're ready to conquer the day. I'm telling you, I have a smile on my face and a joy in my heart that I haven't had before I started this. So yeah, I cannot wait to write my freaking memoir, my little book. You guys are going to be like this. When is she releasing it? When is she releasing it? I'm going to do a whole website and everything for the countdown of the book. And then you guys are going to be like this. Oh. Yes. Y'all going to be munching at it. Y'all be like this. Oh my God. But I don't know if I'm ready to go there. There's a lot and I don't know what to put in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is sharing too much? You know, like, am I going to go real deep? And how far am I going to go into it? Ugh, that's the part about writing. It's like, how much? That's why I've been reading a whole bunch of books. Look. Hold on, there's more. There's more books. There's more. There's one more. There's a Steve Harvey book that I'm reading called Jump. It's somewhere here. It's somewhere in the truck. But I've been doing my reading and I've been reading books because, like, look, Gigi Gorgeous. She's a YouTuber. She's a YouTuber. Of course, she's married to, like, into the Getty family now. But this is her book. And what does it say? He said, she said, lessons, stories, and mistakes from my transgender journey. Gigi Gorgeous. Look at that. I could do this. Let's call them Gigi-isms. Practice them. Use them in everyday conversation. Call your girlfriends and test them out. To the point is, in just a few short moments, you two can be speaking Gigi. Okay. If I were anything else, if I were anybody else anywhere and my name were not Gigi Gorgeous, I would probably also totally overuse the word gorgeous. Oh, wow. She gives... Oh, wow. She gives a description of all the words that she actually uses and her definitions of them. That's intense. Y'all want to hear some of them? Let me know. Eek-a-deek. Eek-a-deek. I would say this when there's awkward tension in the room or a bad situation that is going on. Or when something comes up that I don't want to have anything to do with. For instance, I'm in a room with two friends and they're fighting. I say, eek-a-deek. That is my super totes uncomfortable. Yes, can use two Gigi-isms in one sentence. Oh, it's eek-a-deek. This is so super totes uncomfortable. Oh. Okay. Girl, eek-a-deek. Oh, there's more. There's page 2. Okay, girl. Ooh. Okay. That's one of them. And then we're reading other books. Like, you know, Sprint, Solve Big Problems, and Test New Ideas in just 5 days. Tiffany Haddish, The Last Black Unicorn. Janet Mock, Surpassing Certainty. I can only think about... I can't wait. That's another person. Janet Mock. I cannot wait to work with you on a film. I cannot wait to work with you on a film. Let it be a transgender love story. I've never seen that. I've never seen on the big screens in cinema a trans woman fall in love and have a happily ever after, where she gets the kiss and the wedding. And let's have that. Let's have that. And let's have you direct it. And then this one. Whipping Girl. Now, this is pretty intense. You could tell that this is an older book by the terminology. It's okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna go actually because I'm gonna read actually Gigi Gorgeous' book. And I'm gonna take this book to work too and read it at work. Because I've really fallen in love with reading again. And I'm preparing to write. Oh my God, like Carrie Bradshaw, I need a MacBook so that I can just go to, oh my God, okay. This is what I want. This is what's going to happen. Boom, blow up. I'm going to write a blog. And it's going to be like XOXO, the Afro-Latina, Carrie Bradshaw. And I'm going to go to a whole new place. Like, yeah, I just came to LA, but like, so been there, done that. I'm going to go to Europe, right? Ooh, she's going to go to Europe. And I'm going to start blogging and doing travel blogging. And I'm going to be talking about all the guys that I'm dating. Like, anoche dormí con Pablo, un italiano from España. Estaba you know, like, and then I just start writing about it. Pablo's pene. You know, like, cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she could do it, I could do it. I could do anything I put my mind to. So I love you guys. I'm gonna sit here and manifest and figure out how I'm gonna make all that happen. But I'm excited. I'm excited. And I'm gonna wear designer like Carrie Bradshaw and have a freaking closet full of clothes. Oh my God. Hey, my love. I'm watching this live from the beginning, and I'm from Bushwick, Nicker. My mom used to get the same sneakers growing up. You definitely give New York vibes. That's why I can relate to you. I don't make this up. I'm not making this up. It's true. I was young. I knew what I was going to get every Christmas. I knew. I went with her to go get it. Then I started rapping it myself because I wasn't satisfied with the way they were rapping it. And I always used to ask my mom, why would you rap it? I already know what it is. All right, guys. I love you. I'm going to go. Until next time. Turn your trauma into triumphs. That's your TT announcement for the day. Totally transparent. Out.